Hello, this is Barrett Leslie. So what I want to talk with you all about today is the pandemic and what is real and what is not real, right? So what's happened is we've been fed a bunch of lies, is the short story. We've been fed a bunch of lies either intentionally or unintentionally. This pandemic started off with the idea, it originated in Wuhan and spread throughout the rest of the world. Airports were opened, but people weren't allowed to come in, but were allowed to go out. It looks very much like it escaped from a laboratory, but that's not being talked about, but very much looks like the way it happened, right? The way the disease responds, if you start looking into it, like I was infected by it, like this thing was in my body. I want to know where it came from, right? Didn't hurt me. Like it didn't mess me up the way I was told it would. And I know many people who have not, who've had it, and it has not affected them in the way that it says that it would. People are not dying, right? People are not dying in the numbers that we were told will. Hospitals are not closing down. That is the reason for shutting down the economy and wearing the masks. So, using your logic and reasoning skills, if you have any, doesn't seem like most people do. Those things aren't stopping this thing, and it doesn't matter if it is stopped or not because it is not having the effect we thought it would. We figured that out over many months of trial and error. Vaccines, things like that, those are non-issues. They're really non-issues. Those are opportunities being exploited by people. We're seeing some of the worst of human behavior we've ever seen, or I've ever seen. Politicians, media, and the like, right? And corporations are going for power grabs. Things like Walmart and stuff like that are saying, we can follow these compliant blah, 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 blah rules and only keep us open. And you're just watching small businesses crumble, right? That's what's happening. People are grabbing power, and for different reasons. Like it's not all interconnected. It's interconnected that it's happening, but it's not like there's a guy back here like in a room and he's pushing buttons. Like maybe that's happening, but it just looks like people are randomly grabbing power and taking an opportunity of chaos to get more power. And one of the worst ones is foreign countries, nations, whatever, have infiltrated our left wing. They tried on the right, but the right didn't let them. But they infiltrated the left, and we have bad actors in our country who are basically helping motivate these things, either through money or, I'm not saying I know how it works, but it's very clear that that's what's happening. They're trying to create chaos and undermine our election process, and it's very clear, right? And the extreme left is going along with it, and it's a problem. It's a massive problem. They're burning down cities, murdering police, these types of things. They're not funny. It's not funny, and it's happening, and it's another power grab. Seeing, oh my God, he's down on the ground. Let's kick him in the head. That's what's going on, right? They're like, they went down because of this pandemic. Those fucking idiots. That's cool. While they're down, we're gonna kick them. The bigger concern, and the whole reason I really made this video, is the psychology of masks. The psychology of masks is it's like. It's you go to Walmart or one of these stores that's allowed to remain open, and what you see is scary. It's one of the scariest things I've ever seen on a mass scale. People believe this shit. Like you can see the fear in people's eyes. Their concept of subjectively of fear and reality and what's happening is a disconnect from the number of people who are dying and the hospitals that are closing and the effect that this thing is having. Because it's not happening on the scales that justify the fear in people's eyes. Still, like 6 months into this thing. And so when you put a mask on, it's like muzzling a dog, putting blinders on a horse, or controlling a Muslim woman. stop the pandemic. Call the pandemic off. Call the pandemic off. Call the pandemic off. Go back to work, do your things, call the pandemic off.